Noah's Ark is crazy. It's just a walkthrough telling the literal biblical story of Noah's Ark.
It's not trying to preach to you anything.
No.
If anyone was nervous about that.
The only thing is trying to preach that is trying to preach to you in there is the zebra's butt that farts.
Yeah.
That zebra's butt is preaching a fart.
Yeah.
The Bible could never. A zebra fart. The Bible could never.
I'm Demi, theme park YouTuber, aka Magical Hijinks.
And I'm entertainment journalist Joey Nolfi, and we've both been diagnosed with terminal theme park obsession, and we're definitely going to spread it to you on the Park Peeps podcast.
We've got years of theme park knowledge, so join us as we serve piping hot takes, park tea, offer the best travel hacks and tips, and chat with guests in the theme park space.
So sit down, buckle in, and pull up on that yellow strap while we dispatch for the Park Peeps podcast. Welcome to Park Peeps Late Night Edition from the parking lot outside Kennywood in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
We are live together in the parking lot after an incredible day at Kennywood. And you can see our entire day over on the Magical Hijinks YouTube channel. And now you get to listen to our little postmortem of Kennywood.
Not me thinking. We're literally sitting in my car in the parking lot, and Demi was like, and you can see our whole day. And I thought Demi was like making a nice little metaphor, symbolic gesture to the Kennywood that we are overlooking from the parking lot right now. And I looked out and I was like, what a beautiful little metaphor. But Demi's like, no, actually go watch the content.
Go watch my videos. Subscribe. Hit that bell notification.
Smash that button because, Demi had a nice little day. Demi came in to Pittsburgh and we had a wonderful day at Kennywood. We rode some rides. We also, this is, we must say, this is not our normal setup today because we've had a park day.
If this is your first episode with us, we normally sound in like a studio setting. We are live out in the field today, but
literally almost in a field,
staring out into the abyss where you can see Steel Curtain.
Yes, Miss Steel Curtain. Should we start? Let's talk about, because we've talked about this park a lot on the pod because it is my home park, and I'm so glad that Demi finally got to experience it and some of the things that I've been talking about with it. So before we get into that, though, I think we need to talk about, there is some hot Disney news coming in.
I'm so excited.
From me too. I think this is, in case you have not been paying attention, we will break it down for you. There has been an announcement that Hollywood Studios, this is so funny that we are literally like in the parking lot of Kennywood talking about Disney news. We cannot be stopped like this. It knows no bounds. But so it is announced that Animation Courtyard is finally, they had plans for it this whole time, as we see. Animation Courtyard will be getting a makeover into a more Disney Animation Studios style. What do we call this? Like Miniland, I guess.
It's an experience. They are calling it the Magic of Disney Animation Experience. Right. We are getting a source, not the old Sorcerer Mickey hat back, but we are getting a Sorcerer Mickey hat.
A much more moderately sized one.
And it will sit atop the building, and in it's honestly, when I found out this is happening, Joey, I cried of joy because I really thought, like, when they chose to close Muppets for Monsters, Inc. with that sitting there, I was like, how is this even happening? How is this possible? And it really, I have like nothing against like that space, and like if you are making me choose, obviously I'm going to choose that. So when I found out that this was happening, like, it made Monsters, Inc. taking over Muppets a little easier for me. Not that I am happy at all about it, and I'm still going to be upset for the rest of my life. But the thing is, the magic of Disney animation itself, the concept, it feels like Disney.
Yeah.
And it feels like Hollywood Studios. And I cried because I didn't really get to experience that Hollywood Studios
when you were younger, yeah.
Because I didn't go to Hollywood Studios until the first time. My first time was 2019. Can you believe that?
I can. I can.
Yeah. I mean, it's what's happening inside of this experience is there's going to be the animation drawing classes, which I love, which right now you can do over in Disney's Animal Kingdom at Rafiki's Planet Watch, but they're all like animal drawing. So I'm excited to like be able to do maybe more Disney, like non-animal characters.
Yeah, Disneyland has something similar to this. I think, is it in California Adventure?
California Adventure, but isn't that closing? For that
Is it?
refurbishment?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not
Maybe. Well,
entirely
just
sure.
kidding. If
I'm
it's
not.
closing, then forget I said it.
My Disney news and coverage focuses mostly on the Orlando park, so my
Mhm.
California coverage isn't as
Yeah.
fully in. But there's also going to be a whimsical Alice in Wonderland play
Ooh.
area, which
Themed Mary Blair style.
oh
I mean, I could, if they announced that alone, I would have been happy.
which Hollywood Studios doesn't have like a play area, so that's
No.
great.
Yeah.
Because kids need to run around.
Yeah.
There's going to be
Need to.
living portraits and short films.
Okay, that's
There's
scary.
going to be character meet and greets and just like a totally like full reimagining of the entire animation courtyard.
So excited.
With that, Disney Junior Play and Dance will close on September 25th. The only thing I'm not clear about is, are they gonna, is part of the experience taking over that building and there's no more Disney Junior, or is it just temporary closing and it will come back? Because I feel like it's a great area for kids.
It is.
And it's the Disney Junior characters are a huge part of Disney for the young children. So unless they're going to be part of the animation experience, the magic of Disney, whatever, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure. I didn't read too far into those details. I'm not sure, but it does sound to me, I'm kind of like, just take it all out and replace it with new stuff. Like, it would feel kind of weird, I think, to keep that around. But just especially because these things that they're doing are so specifically focused on, it seems like classic Disney animation, Mickey, Minnie, all of the Disney animated films.
The artwork for
it's so beautiful.
The promo that they did.
They got like everybody in there.
And it's classic, like drawn, I wouldn't actually say classic. It's like the Mickey and Minnie Mouse drawing, like, like the Golden books?
Yeah.
It looks like a Golden book cover. And
everybody else does too.
Yeah, everyone else does too. Like literally there's like Mulan, Baloo, Dopey, the Mad Hatter, but
Tiana's up on
Olaf,
there.
Tiana, Moana. So there's new, there's old, there's Genie, there's Hercules. I think Hunchback is literally
and
on the top.
Pegasus
is at the top of the Sorcerer Hat.
Oh, I didn't even see him up there.
Yes, and Timon and Pumbaa are up there as well.
Well, I think we just named everybody.
I mean, like, this is making me feel like a child.
They're leaning in very much. They're listening.
They are listening.
Yes.
And I really think, can I tell you what my theory is?
Yes, you can.
Well, you know how I've been saying it, like how, so many things, including Disney specifically, is really leaning into millennial nostalgia. I think part of it is that millennials are now in charge of certain things.
Yeah.
And I think they obviously know how much that era of Disney means to so many people.
Famed millennial Josh DeMaro.
Josh DeMaro's a millennial?
No.
Oh, I was like, he looks good, but like I didn't think he was a millennial.
Just kidding.
But you know what I mean. I mean, or at least like in more that they understand like this is what was so like, what we hold on to so dear, and what most people, when you like go on TikTok and like you hear what people miss about Disney, it's that.
The millennials talking about anytime you see a thing on TikTok that has gone viral that's like, throwing it back to old school Epcot. It's not people talking about Epcot from the 80s. Yeah. It's literally people showing pictures of Epcot from like 1995, 1996. Mm-hmm. So it really is nice to see, and especially like the appreciation for Mary Blair too, them throwing that in there. That is what really shocked me. And it does look like they're going to model this after the Walt Disney Animation Studios in California. Like, I mean, they do have the entrance fixture that looks exactly like the one outside the studios. The hat is the one right outside the studios. There's also a similar hat at the Studios Park in Paris.
Yeah.
That it will become Adventure World shortly. But, I mean, listen, they're referencing and dropping and so many little teasers and tidbits, and this is just it's turning a corner. This coupled with the fact that Weird Epcot is back with Test Track 3.0 and Geo 82, and the fact that I think everybody's kind of sold on the Cars land. While we might not like the fact that Liberty Bell is gone,
no.
I think everybody has pretty much turned the corner on being like, the wall, yes.
The wall.
However,
so sad.
I do think that we have kind of turned a corner on the sentiment around what is replacing it. And I think there's optimism there after what we have seen they have done lately. It's also with this Walt Disney animatronic show that just went into Disneyland that Colin and I talked about last week. They're turning a corner, hitting nostalgic beats, listening to, I think, what people want, and course correcting in some ways.
Can I tell you really quick what I think the blueprint is of what
absolutely
everybody like in millennial age group, and maybe even people who's never experienced it and has seen this version of Disney and wants this version of Disney. It is the 90s Disneyland Fun sing-along songs version of Disney, which it is Disneyland, yes, but that's the style and that magic of Disney that we want that feeling back to this day.
Give me that.
I cry watching that.
Oh, yeah.
When they, like, I love it so much. It is the reason I was ever able to convince my mom to take me to Disney as a kid when I was young. And that's like, I think we all kind of tend to go back to that tape.
Yeah. And I think that, it's like that's why people say they don't like the sort of sterilizing of the Disney merchandise locations in Disney Springs. And I was just watching a video from Theme Park Worldwide at Disneyland Paris and the Disney Village renovations that have been going on there. It's like they are kind of sterilizing it a lot. And it's nice to see them leaning back into, I think, bringing back some of those magical elements. Because, like, give me what you're saying. Like, give me those videos and those sing-alongs. Plop me down in a Disney store from 1996 at my local mall. I am in Disney heaven. Like,
it's kind of like I accidentally went to the wrong Disney store in Japan. I was supposed to go to the
nice one
location. I went to the flagship in the other one, and the flagship one, it just is like looks like a regular sterile store
it's like
or whatever.
Pandora.
But the Shibuya one has like this full-on castle in the front. Like there's character to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what we're trying to get back is the character.
And I think that we're moving in that direction. And this animation courtyard evolution is, I think, going to get us there. So
I'm so excited for
me
this.
Me too. So very excited for what Disney is.
Really quick though.
Yeah.
Somebody brought this up to me. The reason why they kept Vader in there not in Galaxy's Edge is because story-wise, he doesn't belong in Galaxy's Edge. So are they just not going to care anymore and put him in Galaxy's Edge? Are they going to put him in front of Star Tours? Because I don't think they're just going to get rid of his meet and greet like completely, unless you think they will.
Demi, you think I know anything about Star Wars?
I mean, no, but you know what I mean. Like I didn't even think about that until somebody pointed that out to me, and I was like, oh, you know what? I feel like my guess is like maybe they'll turn where they had that like that little show in front of Star Tours, maybe that into a little meet and greet area for Vader, maybe because Chewie can already be. You meet Chewie in the launch bay and BB-8. Those characters can be in Galaxy's Edge, so it's just Vader. So if they don't want to put Vader there, that's a spot where he can go, or maybe like.
Oh, you're talking about moving him from animation from the Star Wars launch bay thing?
Yeah.
Oh, see, now I got 2 minutes into it. I got Joey's with you on the Star Wars topic. Okay, yes. I think they'll probably move it to. Did they used to do that? Remember that sword thingy?
That's what I'm saying. They had that show. That show there with.
I think they'll move it there.
They'll probably move him there. They'll probably have to make a little thing there, but.
Yeah, because like you said, like you're saying, yes, I have heard that.
But this is the point of like that whole space does not need to even exist for these three characters. Right. When two of them can be in Galaxy's Edge, and we can just move the one. And yes, there are obviously like props and things inside of there that are very cool, and like if you're a Star Wars fan, like absolutely go check it out until it's gone. Like, but at the same time too, like it's not like the most incredible exhibit either.
It's very bare.
Yeah, it's very.
And let's be honest, do we think that Star Tours is even going to really stay around that long?
I do, because they keep adding different scenes and they can keep doing that. It's a ride that like is it's one of those rides where like they can keep updating it for a long time, and because like they added new scenes like last year, and it's a ride where like I personally don't really enjoy that attraction because it just feels very shaky to me. But it's a ride where it consistently has low wait times, and you do need some of those in the parks.
That's true. I just think it's so narratively weird to have that outside of Galaxy's Edge. It's so strange.
Absolutely. But
they don't care about that anymore.
But also, it doesn't belong story-wise inside of Galaxy's Edge.
True. So it's just like, well, I mean, it's also that way at Disneyland too. Star Tours is literally in Tomorrowland, and then Galaxy's Edge is in. Okay, whatever. I'll forgive that.
I think we went from like 3 different Star Wars locations. Star Wars locations, and now we're gonna go to 2. Like I can handle that. I think that was also my beef with this place. It's like Star Wars is literally spread out so much within this park. And I don't even not like Star Wars, but like I don't need that much Star Wars in this park.
I don't need any Star Wars.
I know you don't. Honestly, I'm all set, too. But
I'm good on Star Wars.
I love the original trilogy, And
Well, we love that for you.
And I like the Mandalorian show. And
I like that little baby green man. Yoga.
Yoga is from Spaceballs, which shout out to Spaceballs 2 and
I
Mel
called him
Brooks.
Yoda.
99 years old, my man's my icon of my world. Spaceballs 2 is happening.
Well,
anyway,
yes. Now that we have sufficiently hijacked the Kennywood parking lot into a Disney conversation, look at these sounds. The sounds of Pittsburgh are just barreling all around us. We should, as the Kennywood security car literally drives past us, because we are sitting in my car in the parking lot of Kennywood recording this is our bootleg podcast, little bootleg episode, but we should get into the meat of the episode today.
The meat and potato patch.
The meat and potato patch. Demi, look at that. The meat and potato patch, which, listen, Kennywood is, like we were talking about in the videos, I'm so glad that you finally got to come to this place, because it does mean so much to me personally, and it means so much to the city of Pittsburgh. It is, I think we had a little education moments today of like what Kennywood is, and foundationally, it's a trolley park. It is built on the backs of working class people in Pittsburgh who used to come here on the trolley line, made it into what it is. When they got rid of the trolley lines, people still came. Kennywood kept tradition alive as a picnic park. People would come here. There would be a bunch of different ethnic festivals, Italy Days, Polish, Eastern European. Like Pittsburgh has very strong ethnic ties in those senses, and there's just so much food and history and culture here, and it remained that way for a very long time. Now Kennywood has changed corporate hands a lot in the past few years, and it has become more of a corporate park in recent years. However, as we talked about on the podcast earlier this year, it has now changed hands once again to Herschend Entertainment, which many people saw as a very positive sign given what the ownership was prior to this. So I think it's probably important to start with your initial impressions of the park, because it is such a historic and special place. And because we did, just to summarize, we did all of the major coasters except Skyrocket. Skyrocket ended up closing towards the end of the night, so we unfortunately did not get to do the launch coaster Skyrocket, which is funny because it is literally the first ride at the beginning of the park. But
and launch coasters are my favorite.
And launch coasters are Demi's favorite. But first we did Steel Curtain, which is the NFL themed roller coaster. We also did the Jackrabbit. We did the Old Mill, Noah's Ark, Thunderbolt, Exterminator, Phantom's Revenge. We did quite a lot today.
And we saw a hot dog eating contest.
Oh, let's start there because, Mama.
Well, wait. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh yeah, we can't spoil it.
Let me just say this. Let me tell you my first impressions of Kennywood.
Speak it.
I absolutely love this.
Oh,
park.
That makes me so happy.
Like I'm not sugarcoating. I'm not trying to like make you feel good.
Thanks.
I'm just making a point where like I'm not trying to. I'm not like upping my opinion here for anybody's sake. This park is special.
Yeah.
It is so unbelievably charming. And it's just, you have so many old things here.
You do.
And
me.
And on top of it, what I love and what I always look for when I go to regional parks in my YouTube videos is all of the unique attractions.
Yes.
Because yeah, there are some things that, are here that you can find in other places like swings and the Music Express. And not to say that that's like bad or anything. Of course not. Like you have to fill the park with things for all the people that come here all the time.
Transitional rides, I call them.
Transitional rides, of course. But when you can have a park that not only just has unique coasters, but unique other experiences, that's when that's when you get me. That's the magic. Because there have been parks where like I go in and everything is like very much
sterile
amusement park things that is not very special, that like, and then just like their set of coasters, which are what the park is unique for, right? Their set of coasters. What I love about Kennywood is on top of their like 100-year-old coasters and their brand new 2019, like 9 inversion, like most
modern steel looping
coaster. You have things like the Noah's Ark.
It's so crazy.
It is this incredible walkthrough experience, and it actually on a boat, like what it's actually like
literally
rocking. And things like the Old Mill, which is like an old dark ride through
The
like
boat.
on the boat ride. You have Exterminator, which yes, it is a coaster and it is like essentially like a style of Crazy Mouse coaster,
In
but
a box.
it's themed so well.
The rats are taking over.
The rats taking over in your underground Pittsburgh, and on top of it, you're theming it to where you are. It's not just a generic like land. You're like, this is a Pittsburgh ride, and it's things like that that make a park special, and I love it. I'm sad that there was a little rain which delayed us, but
still did a lot.
We did a lot. I'm glad. I loved it.
I'm so glad to hear that. And I think that it's interesting to get the perspective of somebody who's never been here before, who is taking this all in, because I do think that people from Pittsburgh and who have been coming to this park for many years, enthusiasts as well, who are not from here but have been coming here, have been a little bit more critical of the past corporate ownership, which again is not, the current ownership, they have literally just taken over. So there's nothing for them to answer for here. It is the past ownership that I would say that took over around like 2008-ish, 2009-ish, that started introducing some interesting changes to the park that I think were so different from what people who have been going to this place for years were used to, and that what Kennywood is built on. It was a little jarring, and it's really nice to hear somebody come in and still pick up on those charm things that I think maybe myself and others have just taken for granted and are just not as novel to us anymore. So it was kind of cool getting to see it through your eyes, and how excited you were to see some of this stuff and to see that it is still a place that is resonating as unique with people, because it is a very special place to me and to so many other people here. But, I do think that there are obviously like things that, I was saying throughout, I was pointing out some things that like maybe, I'm hoping could maybe change in the future, especially with regards to some upkeep of some of the rides. Like the Exterminator used to have a lot of theming in there that's just either not working or not in there anymore, that has just been totally removed. There was some off-season work done on Steel Curtain that, it was closed all of last year because the ride when it opened was very unreliable, but they have got it back into working order. It is operating much more consistently now. However, it does feel like they maybe added some trim brakes somewhere, so the ride is maybe not packing as much of a punch as it was initially.
Just so everyone is clear, Steel Curtain is the
NFL-themed
coaster opened in 2019, rather.
19.
And it is the coaster in the US with the most inversions.
Yes.
With 9 inversions.
Yes.
And
it's great. It's a fun ride.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Who doesn't really like inversions, and I was so scared to be like, oh my gosh, 9 of them. I loved it because
it whips through them.
It's so smooth. They naturally flow into one another.
Yes, they do.
I know that because you've ridden this attraction obviously prior, you noticed difference with the brake things. Like, to me, I didn't notice anything, and it was fun, and I liked how it all flowed. But I know you had issues.
Yeah, it definitely was. It's still a fun ride, but it's just like when you get to know a ride, you kind of can notice little tiny things that change about it. And I will say it did feel, wherever they were adding trims or whatever they've done to the supports, it has changed, I think, the velocity of the ride in some spaces. It just doesn't pack, I think, as much of a punch as it did when it first opened and when it was running the way it was running when it first opened. But that's not to say that it's a bad ride. I don't think it's a bad ride. It just doesn't live up to, I think, what I remembered it in my head as, but it's still a great ride. Kennywood having it's a good ride, and I think everybody should come out and ride it at least once. However, I do think Thunderbolt has moved up to being my number 2 in the park after Phantom. Like Phantom, she's the queen of the park. She's just the icon. She's the legend. She's the statement. She's the star. She is everything. She is the mother I never had. She is the sister. Whatever the Oprah quote is. But no, that ride gags me every time.
So good.
Going down that, it goes, it's actually unique because a lot of the rides at Kennywood take advantage of the natural terrain. Pittsburgh is a very hilly place. It's located on a cliff right over a river. And so a lot of the rides, including the Thunderbolt and the Phantom's Revenge, interact with the hillside, and they will go down over the valley. Like Phantom's Revenge is only 160 feet tall. However, its biggest drop is actually the second drop, which goes down over the valley 228 feet after a height of only 110 feet. So they can do a lot of really cool things with the topography and the geography here. And it just
what's so cool, and not to cut you off, but like, if I don't say this, I'm going to forget, is how gorgeous it is to look down from these lift hills.
It's beautiful.
And especially like Phantom's Revenge, we were boarding, and you can see like the water and the working
Steel
steel
mill, yeah.
Like, it was so cool. And honestly, if you're thinking about like, oh, this park sounds intriguing to me, you can very easily come to Pittsburgh. This is about 30 minutes from the airport.
Yep.
Get an Uber, come here for like you can even do a day trip.
Half day.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come for a few hours and take a flight home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is something that's like when a park is this close to an airport, it's very accessible. And I don't think people realize that. Because for me, like people keep telling me like, oh, why haven't I been to Dollywood yet? And it's because Dollywood is not close.
Nowhere near anywhere. It's 2 hours away from the closest airport.
So it's really difficult. And I would have to get a car and it would be a lot of money and it's a lot of planning and travel. Like, I literally booked a flight to Pittsburgh. I found a hotel that had a shuttle. It was a little bit creepy, but I was fine. And then 30 minutes,
boom.
And I didn't even, if I had found flights that I could come in day out, I would have, because like you can, it's possible. I just wanted to say this now before I forget, because
it's good to say this.
Because I want people to realize, like, start going to these little charming amusement parks.
It's worth it.
It's so worth it. Like, yes, we love our Disney, we love our Universal, but there's something different and charming and wholesome about a park like Kennywood. And I say that even like versus something like, this is no offense to like anything Six Flags or anything like that, of course. I love a Six Flags park, but that is like a corporate park. This is a really old this is literally a historical landmark.
National Historic Landmark designated by the government.
Exactly. Yep. So like, that is so unique and it's accessible. And so if you can make it over here, like I really highly recommend
that's a lovely point. And I am glad that you're making that, because a lot of people, I think a lot of coaster enthusiasts especially, treat this place as just like, oh, it's like you're checking a box on your list of places to go. But it's like, no, a lot of these places, a lot of these smaller parks deserve your time and attention. And there's little details to see everywhere, like what we were noticing all day. I mean, the Old Mill Dark Ride, which is a boat ride that has gone through so many different iterations here. It first opened in 1901. It has gone through so many different names and themes. It actually was turned into the Garfield's Nightmare boat ride in like 2008, I believe. But now they've reverted it back to its classic older style. And it's just telling the dopey little story of like these skeletons and these ghosts in this like haunted little ghost town. And there's like Jeff Goldblum references in it. Laughing Sal is out front. Our good old girl, Laughing Sal. We finally got to meet her.
My mom.
Demi's mom. And it's just, there's little quirks and things that you don't see in these bigger parks that are so concerned with image and consistent theme. And Kennywood is it's just doing its own thing. And it's just a lovely local spot. But outside of Steel Curtain and, Phantom and the coasters, I think Noah's Ark it's something else that is, it's so unique. Like you were saying, Kennywood has a lot of things that, because a lot of people, when they come to these parks, they see coaster, theme. And that's what people come to parks for. But Kennywood has so many things that just don't exist elsewhere in the world.
I want to be clear. This is not like the Noah's Ark in Kentucky.
Nope. She's not.
Be clear about that. This is like, yes, it's based off of a biblical
story,
but it has there's no like real. I think it's just there for like it's not trying to preach to you anything.
No.
If anyone was nervous about that,
the only thing is trying to preach that is trying to preach to you in there is the zebra's butt that farts.
Yeah,
that zebra's butt is preaching a fart.
Yeah,
literally, what biblical the Bible could never a zebra fart. The Bible could never. But it's the Noah's Ark is crazy. It is another thing that has been with this park for, I think, almost 100 years and has gone through so many iterations. But it's just a walkthrough telling the literal biblical story of Noah's Ark. And again, not in a preachy way.
It's not even, though. It literally really isn't. It's just like
Noah
animals.
and animals.
It's just
and
animals
potatoes.
And potatoes.
And boxes.
Like, it's just literally like, it's basically like seeing animals on a boat. That's literally it. Like, that's literally it.
And you walk through the giant whale.
Yeah.
Who has a working spout. You walk through on his tongue and it's all squishy, and then you go through the cargo loading zone that has animals and potatoes, and then you walk through like a gorgeous waterfall, and then it's basically the rest of it is just seeing the animals on the ark. There is one scene that does have Noah and his wife.
Yes,
they are holding a scroll.
Yeah, with Hebrew
on it.
Sorry, I'm Hebrew school dropout. Yeah. I can't help you there. But it's literally like 1 second of that. I don't know it really is just
I
like a
never
walk
noticed
through
that before.
animal
Yeah.
experience, and it's just so unique and cool.
And then the rest of it is like funhouse. It's like old school funhouse. There's like
it's literally a fun house.
Yeah, there's like shaking floors and the whole rooms are rocking. There's like weird mirrors and there's water effects and it's really cool. It's just
felt like if you guys saw and I'll have one out this year on September 7th, I think is the date, or the 6th, I'm not sure anymore. For Hollow Scream. But if you see my Hollow Scream video from last year, because I was invited for media, so I was able to film inside the houses. It very gave Hollow Scream house vibes.
You said that throughout as we were walking.
Yeah,
you were like, it's really, giving horror house.
It felt like that. There was one point where like it felt like an exact same scene when we were walking through like a tunnel that like you're on a non-moving walkway and then the tunnel is going around you, and it could make you a little dizzy, and I was just it brought me back to the moment where I was trying to film that in Hollow Scream, trying not to like be dizzy, and I hear our friend Craig behind us say, Demi, I saw this at IAPA. That moment just like burned into my brain.
Well, I did get a jump scare in there, if you recall.
And they have those like the sounds of like, like the air shooting out sounds that you hear in like Horror Nights.
Well, so that fun fact, Joey's been tapping in with fun facts all evening. And I asked Demi at one point, I was like, is this coming off as mansplaining? And Demi's like, no, thankfully it's not. But those little air vents, they used to blow up purposely women's skirts.
Ew.
Yes, that's why they were put there. I don't know if they still serve the same function today, but
I don't think so.
Oh no, that's the thing. Like there's video of it in the like when it first opened in like 30s, 40s, and 50s. Now, maybe not now, but like when they initially opened, and there was, especially on that outdoor walking way, there was old video of that outdoor walkway of it blowing up women's skirts, and that's what it was meant to do.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's literally what it was intended for. Now again, I don't know today,
women
but like
should get like a bonus or something.
Oh yeah.
Like a check in the mail for
That's
all
right.
the stuff.
Kennywood sending out those checks and being like, if your great great grandmothers were violated by Noah's Ark's air cannons in the 1930s, please write to us. We'll send her a check. No, totally kidding. But yeah, today I don't believe that is the case. However, yeah, back in the day that definitely was. But it's just, these are the things that you don't find this kind of stuff at. Disney can make the most elaborate immersive experience known to man in a theme park, but then you could just come to Kennywood and get something campy like Noah's Ark that you literally can't find anywhere else, and then as soon as you step out you find a Kenny Kangaroo judging a hot dog eating contest. I love that we said that in unison. But when we heard the announcer being like, we were just walking by he was like,
we were on our way to Phantom's Revenge, and I literally said in the video, I'm sorry, we have to pause.
Yeah, we got to pause.
They just said there's a hot dog eating contest, and I don't know about you guys, judged by a
kangaroo.
I don't know about you guys, but like, I have never in person seen a hot dog eating contest.
Sure haven't.
This was something I didn't know that needed to be on my bucket list, and I'm so glad.
And now it is. We put it on and checked it off all in one day.
When I tell you, like, yeah, you can watch Joey Chestnut on the TV. I'm certainly not schlepping down to Coney Island on July 4th in that traffic. Are you kidding?
No, ma'am.
I turn around and there's just one presented to me right in front of my eyes.
Buy a kangaroo.
And
he's so cute.
He was so cute, and he was cheering them all on.
Yes, he was.
Kind of getting annoyed that not everybody was cheering.
I know.
The audience was like dead.
He was so into the fact that we were into it. He kept looking over at me as I was filming and like making little hearts and like being like, yeah. And maybe he was just, I think he was just proud of me. So because I beat his rival Jeters, who is Kennywood's slightly creepy but extremely adorable
Wait, they're
mascot.
Rivals?
Well, kind of, because they're both the mascot. And like, it's kind of like Mickey and Donald. Like Donald is always kind of like ribbing Mickey and being like, no, like you're stealing the spotlight from me. I feel like that's how Jeters feels about, and I'm not sure what Jeters is. He's pink. He's fuzzy.
Like pink
he's got a top hat, but he has like no definition to his body other than like just being like a potato with arms, a pink fuzzy potato with arms.
You did get a little bit of Jeter in your mouth at one point.
I did. So I was so excited to hug Jeters. And after we interacted with the Arrow and Kenny.
The Arrow is also
a
the video is a character.
And they all walked back. We saw the Kennywood Cavalcade today. I go from seeing the Disneyland Cavalcade last week to the Kennywood Cavalcade. So the Arrow was first, and then Kenny, and then Jeters. And Jeters challenged me to a game of rock, paper, scissors. And of course, naturally, I beat him, but he didn't forgive me. He got very, very sad. But I did notice as we were walking away, I was like, Jeter's might have won in the long run because a little piece of Jeter stayed with me in my teeth and in my mouth because I was literally pulling Jeter's bright pink hair out of my mouth for like the next minute or so. It was absolutely disgusting. But you know what? It's the price you pay for beating a fuzzy pink potato at a game, a children's game.
I didn't get to a chance to film it, but because we were passing it and we had to like run, but we'll walk with purpose.
Walking with purpose.
Walking with purpose. Make sure to get your Walking with Purpose merch over on my shop. But anyway, he has his own bar.
Oh yeah, they serve alcohol in Kennywood, and it's that always shocks me. I don't know why that always shocks me. It's a new thing. Kennywood didn't always serve alcohol, but and you also
were you allowed to bring in?
I don't believe so. I don't believe you were allowed to bring alcohol, but everybody did. I mean, this is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're talking about everybody did. They've actually gotten more strict with what you're allowed to bring into the park versus in the past, which is much to the chagrin of some locals. They've gotten really weird about even like the types of coolers you're allowed to bring in there. But Kennywood has changed in a lot of ways. Like the food game, they've definitely stepped it up in recent years. And they're getting a lot more. They're doing food festivals here actually too. In the summer, they do food festivals. So it's really cool. But there's a really nice Christmas event here. They used to have Phantom Fright Nights, which was like a more spooky kind of haunted house situation. Now I think it's a little bit more. I don't think it's as spooky and scary, but they still do a fall event. So actually, Herschend doesn't do too many of those, like the actual spooky events. So a lot of people are worried that they might take that away here now that Herschend has taken over. But
we did see the reindeer.
Oh, yes, we did. Behind the Jackrabbit. They were stowing them reindeer ready for Christmas. I was like, it's, you know what? It adds to the quirkiness of the theme. Because you know what? At Kennywood, the theme is there is no theme. It's just everything.
Can we talk about the Jackrabbit really quick?
Absolutely can. I think we should talk about the Jackrabbit, Demi, because that ride.
If you saw the video,
it's so gaggy.
You guys, I cannot believe this ride operates the way it does and exists the way it does. And
without incident.
Yeah. This is a coaster with a 42-inch height requirement. Joey told me it used to be
36. It used to be 36 inches.
This is like kids' first coaster at Kennywood thing. And so it's like over 100 years. 100.
Well, as we found out.
I said to Joey, I was like, this opened in 1920.
1920.
No, 1920.
Yeah, it was 1920 or 1921, 1920. And then I was like, oh, yeah, so that means it's 125 years old. And you're like, yeah. And then you're like, wait.
No,
Joey.
I said no immediately.
And I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, never mind. My math was off. I'm a thuzy. I don't do math.
I also don't math. But this is an attraction. It's a coaster, a wooden coaster that operates only with a seatbelt.
Yes, it does.
Like a very flimsy seatbelt.
Sure does.
Like you could very much on your own open up that seatbelt.
Sure could.
And get hurt.
Literally jump out.
Jump out.
You could.
Yeah, you could.
It doesn't happen though.
It's just like the trust of people. Like I feel like
it's a very European thing.
If this park was in New Jersey, this would never happen.
That's a good point. Actually, yeah, this ride would not be legal in New Jersey.
Are you kidding? Like, I mean,
you can't even pump your own gas in New Jersey, let alone ride a roller coaster with only a seatbelt. But this ride is like I said, it's like a rite of passage in Pittsburgh. It's like, oh, you know that you're good to do roller coasters when you can do the Jackrabbit and you finally do it.
The airtime.
It's crazy because
you get
on that double down. Well, double dip. Everybody in Pittsburgh calls it a double dip, but it's traditionally called like a double down or a camelback. And it would essentially, again, this is a ride that takes advantage of Kennywood's topography. And the rides there's two roller coasters here that start with drops right out of the station instead of lift hills. And the lift hills come in the middle of the ride, one of them being the Thunderbolt, the other being, the sirens, Demi, they're coming for us. They're coming for us. We are down to, it's us and two other cars in this parking lot. We are staring them down. But, so the Jackrabbit does start with a drop and then the lift hill comes midway through the ride. You turn, you go down, one drop, and then you don't pull up to the side, anything. You just immediately down into the valley, a second drop. And in the back seat, it forces you out of the seat in ways that you literally cannot control. Like I was forced halfway to my feet.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a very unsettling feeling.
And you warned me.
I did. Many times.
Like, I'm not even like kidding. 100 times you warned me.
I did.
And like, you like, and I prepared myself. You can't even prepare yourself.
Nope.
For what the airtime does to you on this attraction.
It's mind-boggling.
Held by a flimsy seatbelt.
Literally like the seatbelt in your car, except without the shoulder. It's literally like as if it were if you're sitting in the middle seat and the back seat of a car from the 1990s.
I was gonna say
that is
not
yeah.
anymore, dude.
That is as I look to the back seat of my car and I'm like, oh yeah, there is a shoulder strap in the back seat of my car.
I'm always in the middle seat, so I know those
you know
seat belts
exactly what
very
I'm talking
well.
about. And that of your grandma's Buick from 1995, the middle seat belt in the back seat of that's what's holding you in on the Jackrabbit. So it's a crazy ride. It is wild that we used to put 36-inch tall children on this ride.
I mean, it's wild that any children are on this.
No lap bar, nothing.
No lap bar.
I love it. But see, that's like part of the charm again of Kennywood is like it's not doing things that other parks are. Look at us making me fall back in love with Kennywood.
I'm so happy that I did that.
I had such a fun day today with Demi, and like we got to try some of the food, the potato patch French fries that everybody in Pittsburgh is obsessed with. That I am not so obsessed with, but it was fun to have Demi try that, get some local flavor with that cheese lava mountain that went on top of them with the bacon.
And Joey even indulged in some gluten terrorism.
I did. Gluten terrorism. Yes, I did. I had chicken tendies, and because I will say this, and I'm so sorry to all of my dear Disney friends, I think Kennywood does chicken tenders better than Disney World. I'm not even gonna lie. I know chicken tendies at Disneyland and Disney World hit. They really hit.
Yeah.
But the ones at Kennywood hit harder. I'm sorry. They just do. I don't know what it is. It's just they do. Kennywood has some really interesting food. We got some chocolate covered strawberries at the end of the night.
I didn't film that because we were like on our way out and I just wanted to get like a water.
She gave us some extra.
And then we saw them and we were like, oh, we would
love those right now. We were going to get the famous dip cone, but then we started running out of time. So we were just like chocolate covered strawberries, which
it's not like an easy dessert item
to
acquire. So
in a park especially.
So
and they were good. They were great. And you know what? Another Joey fun fact. That shop, which is famous for, it used to be famous just for fudge, like everybody would get fudge on the way out of the park. That is located inside a former ride called the Rotor. Do you know the Rotor? Like Rotor rides?
I mean, maybe if you describe it.
So it was like an old classic attraction that they used to have a lot at fairs and old amusement parks where you would walk into a circular building, you would put your back flat up against the wall, and then it would spin around and the floor drops. So it's kind of like a Gravitron, but there was a ride model called the Rotor, and that used to be the one at Kennywood used to be called the Rotor.
They still have those.
Yeah, there's some parks.
There's ones that like have it. Yeah. There used to be a carnival that I go to every year, and they had the Gravitron, which was like you go inside a ship and it's just like inside a spaceship. Then you have the Rotors are the ones where it's like open air.
No. So the Rotors, there are some that like tilt up like that, but that is not the Rotor was like, it's like a cylinder and you literally just walk in. It's a circular room. You put your back up against it. It doesn't move at all beyond going around in a circle. And then the centrifugal force pushes your back against the wall.
Right.
And while that's happening, the floor literally drops. So there's like nothing below your feet for like maybe 15 feet. So you're just spinning and like the centrifugal force keeps you up against the wall. And that used to be that ride. So, and while it is sad, like I said, to see some of those things go from a place like Kennywood, this trip today has reaffirmed that like Kennywood is still a special place, and that maybe some of us Pittsburgh cynics are just getting a little bit too used to taking what we love for granted. And it doesn't matter the ownership of, well, it does matter the ownership of Kennywood because I have faith in Herschend and I think that they're going to do a wonderful job with this park. I think that they know the heart and soul of their parks that they own, and they're very good. Just look at what they did with Kentucky Kingdom this year. Like that park was struggling. Herschend took it over, immediately made improvements to that park. All of the vloggers that have gone there and seen this park and what they have done to it. Also, you should check out Jarendell, his videos from that park. He just went there and has some really nice stuff showcasing some of the changes that Herschend made to that park, which kind of in the same boat as Kennywood. Definitely not as historic of a park, but like Herschend coming in, evaluating what they have, making some really nice lasting changes. And I really think that they're going to do that here. So, but all of that to say, it was nice to get to experience Kennywood through Demi today, and her excitement
and also just
warmed my heart.
And have like a day with you.
It was so nice. Like, I'm so thrilled that you came here and to do this, and I had such a fun little evening.
Do you know what's crazy?
What's me?
Well, yeah, but you know what else is crazy? Like, this was like we spent time together in theme parks, but this was like our first full theme park day.
Yeah. That's great. That is nuts.
Because we're usually like
The only
Yeah.
other one was HHN, kind of.
Well, we saw each
and Universal.
We hung out at Universal for a few hours.
That wasn't a full day.
It wasn't a full day. It was only a few hours, and yeah, isn't that weird?
Well, you know what? When I eventually, well, I don't know if things are in the works for me to potentially no longer be in Pittsburgh. So when that happens, let's just say the opportunity for Joey and Demi being in theme parks together will increase exponentially if the things happen in the next few months like they're supposed to.
Well, I can tell you he's not moving back to New York.
I am not moving back to New York. No, I'm not talking about Joey and Demi spending 11 million hours in American Dream and Coney Island, and the Toys R Us store. That is absolutely
there's no more Toys R Us store.
Just like I said, there's no more Toys R Us store and no more Ferris wheel. Shows how much I spent time in Times Square when I was in New York.
Well,
I avoided it like the plague.
No one should go to Times Square unless you have to for a show.
What about the Olive Garden?
No, we have real Italian food. Don't go to Olive Garden.
I'd go to the Olive Garden in Times Square.
That's a mistake. If you're gonna even eat Italian food in Times Square and like pay the ridiculous tourist price and go to Carmine, at least you get like a giant portion of food and the flavor's better.
I'm going to Olive Garden in New York.
That is the most Pittsburghian thing I've ever
Yes, it is. And you know what? I'm proud of it. It's like that one lady. Do you remember that lady who, it was in like 2010, she wrote like she was like this very old food critic working for like the South Dakota Times or something, and they opened the area's first Olive Garden, and I guess she didn't know that it was a chain, and she went and she was like, the Italian flair of the Olive Garden. She was like, it's a taste of Italy. She was like, the architecture, it makes you feel like you're right in the heart of Tuscany. It was the cutest, most earnest review ever. She was like, when I sipped my lemonade, she's like, I was transported to the hills of Tuscany. And it just imagine this little old lady going to
I get that.
A freaking, that's me at Times Square Olive Garden.
You're literally Italian. Like, how dare you?
Don't be telling my business to people.
Y'all. They know your last name.
You're telling my genealogy to people.
Your last name is Nolfi. It's not that hard to decipher.
I could be a clown. That sounds like a clown's name.
My mom's a clown.
My mom's a clown.
Dare you?
Well, my mom's. I wish my mom was Laughing Sal. Well, you know what? In the vein of Laughing Sal, we're going to send this out on that beautiful little laugh that Demi just did, because I want to end this day on a high note. What a lovely day. What a lovely, well, it's actually funny that we are ending it in such a not lovely way physically, literally sitting in a parking lot that is down to us and two other cars.
But you know what? We're together.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. We're like hardly ever together.
I know.
So it's so nice. Like, even though I see you on my computer screen every week and talk to you every day of my life.
That's true. That is also true.
It's nice to be physically with you.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, let's just hope we make it out of this parking lot alive. And if not, the last thing we did was had a great day at Kennywood.
Yeah, and make sure to go check out the YouTube video because I'm proud of, but like, you know, Joey, this is Joey's first video.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Well, and you know, on top of just like him being with me and us having fun, like he's like giving you like things, and he's the reason why this is a very fun, great video.
Oh, thank you, Demi.
I mean, like, you're the reason I got to come here. I didn't even know this park existed before you.
And now you'll never forget it.
And I'm so excited to be able to, I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm so excited to like bring this park to people, put it on their radar. And again, it's not far from the airport, you guys.
Boom.
Think about a little quick trip to Pittsburgh
to get on the Miss Kennywood Express.
Yeah.
Well, something else you should also get on is subscribing to our podcast, because every time you subscribe or give us a comment or rate us on the highest rating that you can on whatever platform that you're on, it boosts us in the podcast algorithm. It helps us keep being able to go to more parks and bring you more fun episodes from the parking lots of said theme parks. And it's just good for our overall, pod enthusiasm. We want to know what you're thinking. Places maybe we could go next. Suggest.
Where should we go?
Yeah. And follow us on the social channels at Park Peeps Pod. Follow me at Joey Nolfi. And I'll let you do it, even though I like to.
You didn't say your at, though.
Yeah, I said at Joey Nolfi.
You didn't say at. You said follow me, Joey Nolfi.
Oh.
Follow him.
Follow me at Joey Nolfi. And then Demi, I'm going to get to do it in person. I always follow along when Demi says hers with the spelling.
Yes, because there's two spellings and I spell it one
That's
way.
Right. That's right.
You can follow me, Demi, at Magical Hijinks. That's HIJINX on YouTube and all social platforms. And make sure to watch our video here at Kennywood.
Yay.
Once again, subscribe on the YouTube channel and like and give us a comment and tell everybody in the comments to listen to the pod.
That's right.
Yeah.
Listen to that pod.
Listen to the pod.
Just make sure you have no Jeter's hair in your teeth before you participate in anything, because it's not a pleasant experience.
That's right. But you still beat him in rock, paper, scissors.
That's all that matters. That's what I'm taking away for the day. All right.
We hope you guys win your next round of rock, paper, scissors.
In life. The rock, paper, scissors of life. Well, we seem to be losing it right now in more ways than one. So we're going to,
we're done now.
We might have checked out a long time ago, but right now we are checking out of this parking lot.
Did we just do an entire episode because I blacked out?
We literally did.
Oh.
We just did an entire episode.
Oh, I hope it was good.
I think it will be. Well, you know what? We'll know on Tuesday when it drops. So for now, from the annals of Pittsburgh's great parking lot sector, this is Joey and Demi for Park Peeps Late Night Edition, signing off. Bye.
Bye-bye.